You know, it's an opportunity for us as fans to see the greatest players in fine form go head to head. It begins on the 27th. So it's natural that we will ask you this question, Wasim, that when Babar Azam steps out in the field, in fact, Vishesh Roy from NDTV Sports wants to know just that. Every time Babar Azam steps out, you know that he has had a meteoric rise. You know, he's just at the top of his game. But those comparisons with Virat Kohli will always come across. You know, as a broadcaster now and as a player yourself, what do you make of those comparisons? What do you read into?
It's only natural. I remember when he played, people used to compare in Zamam versus Rahul Dravid or Sachin Tendulkar. Before that was Javed Miandad, Sunny Gavaskar, Gandappa Vishwanath and Zahir Abbas. So it's only natural. And Babar, like you said, he has been very, very consistent because all the three formats, because he's got the right technique. That's why he's so consistent and he enjoys his batting. He gets run. He's still very hungry. He's physically fit. He's still young. And of course, he's the captain for all the three formats. So he's a young captain. He's learning and he's learning very quick. And I think comparison, it's a bit too early for me. I think Babar is on the right track to be where Virat Kohli is. But comparing him to Virat Kohli at this stage of the game, I think it's a bit too early. But again, like I said, three formats. So he's a young captain. Gets run. He's still very hungry. He's physically fit. He's still young. And of course, he's the captain for all the three formats. So he's a young captain. He's learning and he's learning very quick. And I think comparison, it's a bit too early for me. I think Babar is on the right track to be where Virat Kohli is. But comparing him to Virat Kohli at this stage of the game, I think it's a bit too early. But again, like I said, he's on the absolutely right track to be one of the greats of the game, modern greats.
It was great to see them on the field on the 28th of August. Remember, our coverage begins at 6 p.m. Ravi, one of the things that Rohit Sharma has done as a captain in T20s is completely changed the approach and stuck to it, no matter the result. At the top, go hard and heavy. This is going to be our approach. And whether they've got the results, whether they've gotten out early, no one seems to have really deviated from that approach. Do you see it continuing in the Asia Cup, and what do you personally make of it?
नहीं बिल्कुल करना चाहिए, बिल्कुल चेंज बिल्कुल नहीं करना चाहिए. इनफैक्ट इवन व्हेन आई वाज द कोच वी डिस्कस दैट, काफी बार डिस्कस कर चुके थे कि हम थोड़ा टिमिड है ऊपर. यू नो, जैसे प्लेयर हमारे पास है लोअर डाउन द ऑर्डर, हम चांस ले सकते हैं, थोड़ा ज्यादा रिस्क ले सकते हैं एट द टॉप, क्योंकि हमारा जो डेप्थ है बैटिंग में, काफी लंबा बैटिंग लाइनअप है. तो ये सही अप्रोच है. एक आध मैच हारेंगे आप बीच में, लेकिन अगर जीतने शुरू किया ये अप्रोच के साथ, तो कॉन्फिडेंस भी आएगा बड़े मैचेस में यही टैक्टिक यूज करने के लिए. तो मेरे ख्याल में ये अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है एशिया कप में सेम टैक्टिक्स मेंटेन करने के लिए, क्योंकि अभी जब हार्दिक पांड्या आ गया साइड में और ऋषभ पंत है साइड में, लोअर डाउन रविंद्र जडेजा है, यू नो अक्षर पटेल है, तो ये डेप्थ जो है लाइनअप में काफी है. तो मतलब अगर एक दो विकेट शुरू में भी गिर गया, काफी एक्सपीरियंस है मिडिल और लोअर ऑर्डर में जो वापस टीम को ट्रैक पे ला सकता है. तो मेरे ख्याल में ये अप्रोच लेना ही चाहिए.
इनफैक्ट रवि फ्रॉम आईएनएस निहारिका रायना ये जानना चाहती है कि विराट कोहली और केएल राहुल टी20 साइड में वापसी बना रहे हैं. ये जो आक्रामक अप्रोच है, विल दे बी एबल टू कंटिन्यू दैट टेम्पलेट?
बिल्कुल, काफी एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स है ये काफी टी20 आईपीएल खेल चुके हैं, तो एडजस्ट करना, अडेप्ट करना मुश्किल नहीं होना चाहिए.
Wasim, just from Pakistan's perspective, Shaheen नहीं है, नहीं खेलेंगे. We won't get a mauka to see him. You know, just considering his performance and what he's done, does that slightly give India the edge at all in that encounter?
बिल्कुल. आई मीन शाहीन अफरीदी को पाकिस्तान टीम बहुत मिस करेगी. वो क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है पाकिस्तान टीम के लिए? बिकॉज वो नई गेंद से विकेट लेता है. और इस फॉर्मेट में सारे कमेंटेटर, एक्सपर्ट्स या प्लेयर्स दे ऑल से कि अगर आपने इस फॉर्मेट में स्कोर रोकना है या ऑपोजिशन को कम उस पर आउट करना है, then you have to get wickets with the new ball, and that's what he does. He attacks the stumps. Doesn't matter the opposition, doesn't matter the player, and he has been very consistent सारे formats में. पाकिस्तान का main bowler है, और बड़ा criticism हुआ है लोगों यहाँ पे, think tank पे कि उसको break नहीं दिया, उसको load management नहीं की उस पे. But I mean 21 साल के लड़के ने अब क्रिकेट तो खेल ली है, load management कैसे करते थे, और knee injury हुई है उसको, जो मुझे पता लगा है, because as a bowler मुझे आज तक knee injury हुई नहीं as a fast bowler, but जिनको हुई है उन्होंने यही बताया कि नी इंजरी एक तो देर लगती है ठीक होने में, और उसके बाद व्हेन यू कम बैक यू ऑलवेज स्केयर्ड बैक ऑफ योर माइंड कि ये दोबारा ना चली जाए, बिकॉज अगर आपकी वो लैंडिंग लेग है, फ्रंट लेग है एज अ बॉलर, तो इसका मतलब है कि जब तक वो 100% नहीं ठीक होगी आप बॉलिंग कर ही नहीं सकोगे. सो यह बहुत बड़ा ड्रॉबैक है पाकिस्तान टीम में. हमारा क्या दुनिया का टॉप 3 बॉलर्स में आता है वो शाहीन शाह अफरीदी.
लेकिन सिमिलरली रवि, भारतीय स्क्वाड में बुमराह और हर्षल पटेल भी शामिल नहीं है. सो हाउ विल दे कंटेंड विद द लाइक्स ऑफ बाबर आजम एंड रिजवान? डू यू सी दैट evening out, that sort of battle?
It will even out. There's no question about that. But like Wasim mentioned, a knee injury, is different, from back spasms like Bumrah has. He's been rested for back spasms. Harshal Patel, I don't really know the problem, but cannot be as serious as that. But a knee injury for a fast bowler is something, then you got to give that extra bit of time for that to heal. Because if you need a bowler as promising as Shaheen to, have a career of 7, 8, 10 years, then you got to be extremely careful on how you handle him at this stage, because there might be the urge to bring him back early because he's that important a player. And like Waz mentioned, his USP is his ability to clean up top orders, in 2 or 3 overs.
Yeah.
And that can make a huge difference in a one day, in a T20 game. If you see India's big losses, it's come with those kind of bowlers. Whether it was Mohammad Amir in the Champions Trophy, whether it was Shaheen Afridi, whether it was Trent Bolt, at times. And it's always been left-handers, who've come and done the trick early on by, rocking the top order by taking 2 or 3 wickets very quickly, or Stark at certain times. So he would make a massive difference, but he has to be handled with care now.
और शायजी और पाकिस्तान टीम बॉलिंग और पाकिस्तान बॉलिंग अटैक में पेस तो है, नो डाउट. वो हसनैन को लेके आए हैं उसकी जगह, मगर अब सारे राइट हैंडर हो गए हैं. सो वेरिएशन वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट बीइंग अ लेफ्ट हैंडर, ऑल्दो सबके पास पेस है 150 प्लस. द फास्ट बॉलर्स पाकिस्तान हैव नसीम शाह, शाहनवाज दहानी. आई थिंक ही इज वेरी रेडी टू प्ले फॉर पाकिस्तान. देन दे हैव हसनैन, देन दे हैव हारिस रऊफ, एंड देन मोहम्मद वसीम द ऑलराउंडर. सो द गुड बॉलिंग अटैक, बट अगेन ऑल राइट आर्म, all kind of no variation, variety kind of, I'm saying, as far as fast bowling concerned.
Yeah. Big difference. It makes a massive difference.
For us to just salivate at that sort of a clash. Ravi, you. Sorry.
Then go on. Sorry.
Yeah. No, carry on, Ravi. You were saying?
No. I said left armers are precious. They turn matches inside 2-3 overs. The classic example is Wasim in the World Cup final in 1992. In 1 over he turned a final. That was even Steven. The number of times Mitchell Stark, for Australia, knocking over McCullum first over Yorker. Thank you very much. Game over New Zealand. So it's India. The left armers who've done it at times against India and other oppositions, because they lend that kind of variety, and they are so rare that you don't get enough chance to practice against them in the nets. What people don't realize is, why do left armers do so well? I said there aren't so many left-handers for you to practice against. So when I was a coach of the team, I would always keep 3-4, 2-3 just to take with us for practice.
Okay.
More than anything else. Or when you go overseas, look for a guy who's a left-hander so that your guys can practice against them. Because they are rare, and what the angles they come out with is very difficult. Over the wicket, round the wicket. So someone like Ashdeep Singh, I believe should always be in the side. कि at least वो left armer है, थोड़ा practice मिलेगा.
Yeah.
But Ravi, I really need you to wear that coach's hat once again, because unfortunately it's been confirmed that Rahul Dravid does have COVID, so he will be joining the team late. In a tournament like this, how does it offset India in a manner when they don't have their coach with them at the start of a tournament like this?
I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. And today, they don't call it COVID, man. It's just a bloody flu. Yeah. In 3-4 days, it'll be fine. He'll be back on the path. Even I could have, when I had COVID last year, I could have gone into the dressing room in 6 days. And I promise you, if I had gone into the dressing room in 6-7 days, you would have played that test match and won it at Old Trafford. Okay, so this COVID, you don't talk about COVID now. It's just a flu. It's over. It's just to take a couple of paracetamols. He should be fine and back there before the India-Pakistan
game. So hopefully he does join the team very soon. Continuing some of the questions that our friends in the media have said. This is Indrajil Majumdar from The Telegraph. Considering that you've been with the team in India's last 2 series in Australia, what should be the ideal pace combination for India in the T20 World Cup? Who should be, like you mentioned, you want a player like Arshdeep to travel. So who should be the pacers that are traveling with the team, considering that you have the Asia Cup, you have the bilaterals against Australia and South Africa before the World Cup? Now have you zoned in on who the pacers should be?
I think all teams will be watching, especially Asian teams will be watching this Asia Cup very closely. After that, then deciding what should be the combination for the World Cup, because it will be a little different. The conditions in Dubai are very, very hot. You won't have too many fast bowlers playing. You'll have that extra spinner playing in most sides.
And Shazi,
as opposed to Australia, where you might have the extra fast bowler play.
And I think Shazi, due factor will also be a big kind of important issue. And most of the time, I think toss will be crucial. The team, they'll win the toss. They'll definitely try to bowl first and chase. But my question in